It's the middle of winter, and while it may look like we got some snow here, this is all the snow we've gotten in the last month. An inch or two here, an inch or two there, and I've seen more green this month than white. Every winter season, though, seems to bless us with a break like this. Here's what I like to do on the downtime, because we all know that next winter storm is right around the corner. And be sure to stick around to the very end of the video when I'll go over one of my favorite midwinter snowblower procedures. Let's get into it. Hey guys and gals, welcome to Garage Gear. I'm JB, giving you the best tips and tricks to survive life in and out of the garage. All right, let's dive right in here. Just so you're aware, some of these procedures can be completed in a matter of seconds or a matter of minutes, depending on what your machine needs. And if necessary, consult your owner's manual. By the way, we're working on my dad's machine here, another Aaron's Deluxe 28. Starting this all off has to do with starting her up. If you noticed your snowblower was having startup issues earlier in the season, 9 times out of 10, it's the carburetor. You need to get on top of that now. More like yesterday. You can clean the carburetor yourself, and I have plenty of videos here on the channel to help you out with that. I'll have them linked down below in the description. Or you can take the time now to call some local repair shops and see who has the shortest wait times. You may have to pay a little bit more in some cases, but the last thing you need is to be staring at feet of snow in your driveway while your snowblower is sitting in a repair shop waiting for its turn in line. If your snowblower starts, but it's running rough, bogging down, stalling out, same thing. Give your carburetor a look or get it into a local repair shop. Be proactive here so the remainder of your snowblower season isn't so stressful. Next, you can catch up on the maintenance on your snowblower. Now, me personally, I'm never bored in this garage. I always have something in here to maintain, and there's always some form of maintenance to do on a snowblower. So if you've been holding off on doing that oil change, now's a great time to do it. Start the machine up, let that oil warm up for a couple of minutes. After that, stop the machine. Dad, what are you doing? That thing's tight. Let the oil drain out, fill it back up to the right height, and life is good. You would not believe how many people let that simple procedure fall by the wayside. If you ask me, your gearbox is just as important as your engine itself. Lubricating those gears inside helps keep the business end of your snowblower moving. Trust me, that is an expensive and time-consuming repair that you do not want to deal with. I've done some videos on these procedures, and I'll have those videos linked down below in the description. And while you're down there, would you mind taking a super quick second to hit that like button for the YouTube algorithm? Thank you. I greatly appreciate it. Let's crack this open for the garage pops. Okay. Yep, definitely got to add some. Fill them right up, bolt her back up, and check the torque. While we're in here, check your shear pins. Make sure that they're not busted or broken. If you haven't greased your augers in a while, now's a great time to do that too. In 10 minutes or less, you can pump them full of grease and prevent them from seizing to the auger shaft. If they were to become seized and you were to hit something like a tree branch or a rock that was tucked away underneath the snow, you could risk doing severe damage to your gearbox. So it's a good idea to lube that shaft up. It's as simple as this. Take out your shear pins, give them a few pumps of grease, spin them one direction a couple of times, pump them again with some more grease, and then spin them back in the other direction, and then wipe off any excess. From there, reinstall your shear pins, and in 10 minutes or less, you're good to go. Belts are another thing to check mid-season. Even if they're brand new, I like to check them in the middle of the season to see how they're doing. And you could probably check these in about a minute or less. Let's see how these look. Come on. There we go. Everything looks great under here. No cracks, no breaks in any belts. Everything looks good. Let's button her back up. Back on she goes. And good. Now is also a great time to check your cables. If you need to make any adjustments, simply take this tube right here, thread down this nut, just a few threads, twist it down to tighten it, and then thread the nut back up, and you should have a tighter cable. Some cables might work slightly different, but simple adjustments can help a lot in terms of better traction or getting your augers to spin appropriately. Any cables like this one right here, what I like to do is pull this tab back, take some WD-40 and shoot it down the tube. Might drip a little bit, that's good. And then just seal her back up. That WD-40 or even silicone spray will work well too. That'll flow down this cable and it'll prevent the cable inside from seizing. Now let's shift up to the controls. Make sure everything shifts accordingly. Same thing over here with your deflector and your chute. Be sure to tighten up any controls if they feel loose. This is also a great time to make any drive adjustments in case you're missing a gear. Some people say they're missing reverse. Well, all you gotta do is come down here and make some minor adjustments to your drive lever. These drive system adjustments aren't too difficult to make. I'll have a video linked down below in the description for you on that. And while you're down here, you could even pop your belly pan off and give your drive system a look. From there, you could grease up any moving parts and give your friction disc a look to see if it's in need of replacement. And if your headlight quit on you recently, change that out because snowblowing in the dark isn't fun or easy. Plus, oncoming cars will see you sooner before you hit the end of your driveway. It's also not a bad idea mid-season to check your tire pressure. If your tire pressure is off, maybe just a little bit on one side, that could actually cause your machine to veer to the left or the right. You could check the sidewall of your tire to see what the right pressure is to fill them to. Let's say your tires are both filled equally and your machine is still pulling to the left or the right, then you definitely need to check your skids up front. One might be set higher than the other and that could be causing you to veer to one side. I usually set them to about 1/8 to 1/4 of an inch off the ground. This will help you avoid any major bumps or cracks in your driveway. Now is also a great time to replace any broken parts on your machine. If you need to go online and order some parts, do so right away so that way you can get it on before the next snowstorm. At this point of the season, you may want to choose to pay the little extra for fast shipping. If you're waiting on a part because you chose the slower shipping and it starts snowing outside, you're going to be out of luck. Now let's take a moment and talk about fuel. You might have used up a lot of fuel early on in the season during the first couple of snowstorms. What I like to do during this downtime is top off the tanks. Remember, you cannot go wrong using ethanol-free gas inside these small engines. And if your engine wasn't starting well, like I mentioned earlier in the video, then you may want to give your fuel a look. If your fuel's gone bad, you'll know it because it'll stink to high heaven. If it's gone bad, use it safely on a bonfire somewhere and just refill your tanks with ethanol-free gas. A lot of people ask me where I got these old Chilton gas cans. I actually picked up 2 of them a long time ago at a flea market for $5 each. You can usually find them around at flea markets, garage sales. Heck, you can find them on Craigslist too. I've also seen these ones on eBay, but they're kind of expensive. I personally love these old style gas cans because they never spill. They got the breather vent on the back so you can just pop that open and then start pouring and it flows out nicely. A lot of new gas cans actually have these new devices or spouts on the top to actually make them more legal. But what I found is you end up spilling a lot more gas in most cases because of them. Check this out. You're supposed to put this little lip here on the edge of your fuel tank and then push down with the gas tank like so to release the fuel. To me, with the amount of force that you have to push down with, it actually can cause you to spill. So I'm not a fan of these things. Check this one out though. This is my backup gas can. This is a 5-gallon tank and it actually came with one of those crummy spouts on it. I bought this for $10 and when you buy a used one, make sure that you check it inside, make sure it's all cleaned out and that it has no cracks anywhere on it. What I did with this one is I took this lame spout off and then Amazon actually sells these old style pour spouts. It comes with a variety of caps to make sure that you can ensure your fit. It comes with twist on caps up here and then it even comes with a set of breather caps that you can put on the back. Real simple, drill a hole, put it in and you're done. I'll have these extra spouts linked down below in the description. This tank I picked up used for about $10 and then these extra spouts were about $15. So all in all about $25 for this massive gas tank and it pours the way I want it to. Not bad. Quite possibly one of my favorite things to do midwinter is give my snowblowers a protective coating. I like to use a variety of products. I like to do this after just about every snowstorm or every other snowstorm. On any rust spots, I like to spray fluid film. This does a great job stopping rust in its tracks. Once all rust spots are coated, I like to spray inside the whole auger housing and chute with silicone spray or snow jet. Both do a great job preventing snow from sticking. As I move to the outside, I'll either use fluid film or I'll use liquid wrench rust inhibitor, or you could even use WD-40. All do an excellent job protecting your paint. Check out the shine on this gal. Everything is fully protected and coated. Nothing's gonna stick inside because everything's been slicked over with snow jet. This machine is now fully ready for its next storm. Big shout out to Jeff's Famous Jerky. Thank you so much for sending all this beef jerky our way and for supporting the channel. After grinding my gears all day long here in the garage, this is a much needed snack. Thank you. For more cool garage gear content, click or tap the screen right here. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the garage.